I think there's a lot of elitism around filmmaking. Everyone from film schools to an acquaintance you don't really like, to an old man who's been making movies the same way for 60 years, thinks they have the secret code to make a movie the right way. And the fact of the matter is, there is no right way. I mean, you kind of gotta hold it sometimes, you know, so you gotta keep it in your hands. They love doing that, right? You see them always just hold the award on the TV, am I right? Anyways, thank you, Stuart and Elaine and IMI for this award. This is truly surreal. I'll get on my soapbox about independent filmmaking for a second because I love that crap so much. I made weekly uploads for about 5 years, and at one point I just hit a wall and I'm like, I'm not challenging myself anymore. I'm not pushing myself as an artist. I need to switch things up. And you know, some people might get into knitting in that moment, but instead I decided to make 12 feature-length films in 12 months. You saw a very meta clip there from one of the films. And I did it for a number of reasons. Like I said, to shake up my art, but I also wanted to prove something I've long known to be true, and that's that feature-length filmmaking is possible, fast, cheap, and good. I think there's a lot of elitism around filmmaking. Everyone from film schools to an acquaintance you don't really like, to an old man who's been making movies the same way for 60 years, thinks they have the secret code to make a movie the right way. And the fact of the matter is, there is no right way. I feel like the most agreed upon path is so discouraging to people who want to make movies. And so many people want to make movies. You know, it breaks my heart that everyone's being pitched this, raise hundreds of thousands of dollars, submit it to festivals, and if you get it that far, you gotta sell it to a company to make back all that money you just wasted. It doesn't make sense that we're 20 years into this YouTube experiment, we're even longer into this internet experiment, and filmmaking is still in theaters. That's where like narrative feature-length filmmaking is happening. Why are we not seeing it supported and emboldened on the internet? It's like, we know, we got the blueprint, we got Clerks 30 years ago. That cost $10,000, but that cost $300,000 to distribute through Columbia. They don't tell you that part. But now the internet gives us free avenues for distribution. We have the tools in our pocket to make films. I don't understand that people are still waiting to make a polished, perfect turd that is never gonna come out, instead of just making something scrappy and imperfect the only way that they can be. You know, like, I'm an imperfect dude. My movies are scrappy, they're imperfect, and that's a good reflection of me. You know, you wanna get to know me, watch all 15 hours of these movies I made. You know, that's a little therapy session in and of itself. And yeah, I guess I just wanna use this moment to say, anyone who has an inkling that they wanna make a movie, don't wait to get permission. Don't spend more money than you've ever had in your bank account to make one. Please just make one. It's the best thing I've ever done for my soul. I love doing it, and it's such an honor. I blew money on these movies expecting to lose all of it, so it's crazy to get any of it back. I didn't know this existed, so this is nice. This was a nice, you know, good for my bank account, so thank you. And I love you guys, and thank you, IMI. This means so much to me.